Jim Seamus.
And Andrew Matheson with the Santa Cruz Sentinel for this week's edition of Double Coverage. Week 2 is in the books, and good week.
Yeah, exciting week. A lot of scoring again.
Lots of records broken.
Yes.
A couple of records at least. Let's get right to it. You were at where on Friday night?
Friday night I was at Soquel. The Knights lost.
The big game.
The big game.
The big game.
Yeah.
To hell with Stanford Cal.
Yeah, well, who? What? Soquel ended up losing 32-19 to Seaside. Mm-hmm. Two coastal powers, and it turned into a fairly dominant affair, though Soquel was in attacking distance to get back into this thing throughout. It just looked like Seaside had a good handle on things.
Yeah, they got a lot of height, and did that cause some mismatches, I guess, with the wide receivers?
They did. Well, they threw Michael Turner threw 4 touchdown passes, passed for 327 yards. He threw his touchdown passes to 4 different guys. They're very talented at receiver.
Yeah.
But the big difference, I thought, was at the line, the line of scrimmage. And Soquel has a veteran offensive front. Most of their guys play both ways. But the disparity looked like it was there.
Seaside's favored to win the NBL Pacific Division. Soquel, we have winning the SEC AL.
Yeah.
Is there anyone like Seaside, of Seaside's caliber, in the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League to give Soquel these kind of fits, I guess?
I feel a lot of teams around here feel like they're pretty good, maybe not on the defensive line, but in their linebacker core.
Yeah.
And if you could get a linebacker surge, plug in the gaps, I feel like maybe Aptos, SLV, or Scotts Valley might be able to play Soquel pretty good.
Okay.
But Soquel is still our favorite.
Okay. And Seaside will probably have their next big test will probably be MVC in league play. On Friday night, I was over at Aptos watching Aptos take on Watsonville, the Black and Blue Bowl. 43rd meeting between these two teams, and Aptos got another victory, 50-28. It's their 10th victory in 11 meetings.
Yeah.
Talked with Aaron McInerney after the game. He said that the offense really has been clicking the first two weeks. Sentinel, Oakdale, both losses for Aptos, but on Friday night, more than 500 yards rushing for Aptos.
Yeah.
So
how about Contreras and Mares for Watsonville? How'd they do comparatively?
Early on, they were bottled up. Contreras, Aptos was penetrating the line of scrimmage, getting to the backfield. Contreras is unbelievable, but he needs a little time.
Yeah.
When he can get into space, get around those corners, he's fantastic. But if you can get past that line of scrimmage and get to him, they balled him up pretty good. I forget, he didn't finish with that many stats.
Yeah.
He didn't finish with over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Mares, though, also looked good, has a real nice touch on his passes. He actually went down late in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And we talked last week about St. Francis. They were losing their quarterback, and Matt Clifton coming in, filling in admirably. Watsonville lost Mares in the second quarter.
No drop-off, right?
No drop-off. Chris Picasso came in, and first play runs for an 11-yard touchdown. Later in the half, throws a 30-yard touchdown pass right at the end of the half. So Watsonville's going to be very interesting in NBL play. I don't know if they're at the level of MVC and Seaside just yet, but they're right up there, and that offense is pretty solid. And they got SLV next week, which is going to be a very good game.
Yeah. Watsonville's, though they lost this game, still a real fun team to watch.
A lot of fun to watch.
All right, moving on to Saturday. We have a couple games on the slate, and we had Mills holding off Harbor 33-13 to start off with.
You over there, right?
That's where I was in lovely Millbrae. Got to give Millbrae a plug. Yeah. Harbor opened the game with a nice drive, scored to take the lead, and they also scored the last touchdown of the game. But otherwise, it was all Mills, and a gentleman named Antonio Jeffrey, who ran for 260 yards.
Two first names.
Yeah, it kind of threw me for a loop. But hey, what do you want to be called? 268 yards on 13 carries, also ran for 3 touchdowns, almost had a fourth, but he stepped out of bounds. Most of his stuff was on pitches to the outside. He did really well. He runs a 4.6 40. He's a tall, slender running back with good speed. But they just didn't have contain.
No, I saw them last week play Stevenson, and the big story there was the rush defense. They couldn't wrap up, make the tackle.
Yeah. Oh, they made some big plays. I mean, Mills had 4 busted plays or whatever for 3/4 of their yardage. Harbor did a great job today. They had 9 plays where they held them to no gain or negative yards. I was impressed with that. They played really well, but this guy just busted open when it mattered.
Yeah.
You know, you stop a guy 9 times out of 10, but it's going to get you that one time. You know?
Okay.
So
Harbor has Marina next week.
Yeah,
so hopefully
so bounce back.
Yeah. Bounce back week for them. On Saturday, I was over at in Felton watching SLV take on Hillsdale. And I remember last week SLV took on Edison, and we brought that up because SLV had 7 turnovers in the game, but ended up losing. They won the turnover battle, lost the game 27-12. The offense just could not get started by any stretch of the imagination. Today, 59 points.
Whoa!
59 points. 59-8 over Hillsdale.
That sounds like a record. Is it by chance?
It is. It is.
It is a record. Oh my
gosh. It is, in
gosh.
fact, sir.
Wow.
Yes, 59-8. 59 points is the most points SLV has ever put up in a single game. The previous high was 55 points against Menlo way back in 1979. I was not alive.
Doug Morris is one of those classy guys. He's never run it up on teams when he had a chance to. I'm not surprised. It's not like he's running it up,
but they had interception return for a touchdown, 80-yard touchdown run, 60 some odd touchdown run. I mean, it was all big plays.
Yeah, I mean, they've been so
they were
good.
like 1 or 2 play drives usually. And then they had another interception that was brought back to the 6.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, they did what they had to do. Basically, you couldn't,
They've had so many good teams that could put up 80 spots on anyone. So I'm just surprised to see that number come out of that school.
Yeah. So big day for Derek Petzinger, 12 carries, 147 yards. Breakout game for Jason Bryson, 5 carries for 112 yards, and they were without one of their running backs, so a big day for him. And Robbie Diamato, defensive end, 2 interceptions. One he returned for about a 45-yard touchdown return. I talked to him after the game. I asked him when the last time he scored a touchdown. It was 9 years ago.
Wow.
He was a running back for the Mighty Mites at the Pop Warner level. So it's been a while for Mr. D'Amato getting into the end zone. But a big win, big offensive day. They had more than 400 yards total offensively. So they needed this basically after last week and not really being able to step up offensively. So big day for them. And, of course, it'll be a completely different situation next week when they play Watsonville. Much better team than Hillsdale. Hillsdale lost a lot from last year's team. So other big game.
There's one other big game.
Other big record-breaking game.
Harl Valley
Yep.
crushing Gonzales 34-7. The tail of the tape is I was completely wrong. I'll let you bash me in 2 seconds here. I was wrong. Anthony Cantrell, the guy that was going to be stopped, going to be shut down by Gonzales, who I thought was better than they were maybe, had 25 carries for a county record, 362 yards. He scored 5 touchdowns, a school record there. He beat the school mark set by Mo Strickling in 2009. He had rushed for 296 yards against Greenfield. And the previous county record set a couple of years ago in a playoff game against Carmel. Scotts Valley's Kyle Hardwick rushed for 344 yards on 40 carries. So, wow, I was wrong. And kudos.
That's impressive. I mean,
This guy is a man-child. I thought they could key on him and shut him down. I was completely wrong. We're wrong. That's why we're in this business.
I mean, whoa.
To pronounce, I was wrong.
I
was wrong.
I backed up Cantrell, saying that I thought PV was going to be a bounce-back week for them. They're going to lean on Cantrell. They clearly leaned on Cantrell to the tune of a county record.
I have publicly stated that Cantrell is a man-child and a junior at that.
Yeah.
But instead, you get your linebacker core on, swarm tackle, and force them to go to something else. But apparently these guys over at Gonzales don't like to knock heads. Anyway.
Bashing Gonzales.
I'm just swapping from my PV bashing to Gonzales. But anyway, that's our wrap-up. And also, Cabrillo did lose to De Anza on the road Friday night at Foothill College. I don't have a score with me right now. But anyway, they lost. They're 0-2. They play next Saturday.
And last note, PV's win, that was an 11-game winless streak that they snapped as well. So that helps. Check us out later this week. We'll have previews of next week's games, week 3, the final week of the non-conference schedule.
Yes. Double coverage next week.
See you then.
Bye.